For a long time, growth may have felt like a battle against yourself. Every step forward came with hesitation. Every dream had to fight through fear, doubt, and invisible resistance. But there comes a point when something shifts. The inner struggle begins to quiet. The tension loosens, and what once felt heavy starts to feel natural. This chapter is about that turning point, the moment when you stop standing in your own way and begin moving with clarity, trust, and ease. Living without internal resistance. At a certain point in your growth, life no longer feels like a constant struggle. Challenges still exist, and the path isn't suddenly easy, but the inner friction that used to be there finally settles. You're no longer fighting yourself. For a long time, making an effort felt hard. Every step forward meant convincing yourself. Every decision led to an inner debate. Even your biggest goals felt tense. You pushed ahead, but something always held you back. You tried, but part of you hesitated. You made progress, but it left you tired. When your inner resistance fades, the struggle changes. Moving forward feels smoother. You can focus better. Your energy isn't scattered anymore. Understanding where resistance comes from. Internal resistance is rarely obvious. It often looks like caution, realism, discipline, or responsibility. But underneath those labels, resistance is often something you've picked up from others. It comes from voices you heard and accepted before you ever questioned them. It comes from places that valued following rules over being curious. It comes from people who saw dreaming as risky and ambition as likely to disappoint. You didn't make up those limits. You learned them from others. They sounded like, "Don't get your hopes up. Be realistic. That's not for people like us. It's safer to stay where you are. Why risk what you already have?" The cost of living with inner opposition. When one part of you wants to grow, but another part is afraid, your energy runs out quickly. You might recognize this cost in subtle ways. Constant overthinking before simple decisions. Starting strong, then losing momentum without understanding why. Feeling tired even when you haven't done much. Doubting progress even when results are visible. Needing external validation to keep going. This isn't laziness, it's just inner conflict. Every step forward feels like a negotiation. Every wish faces an inner objection. When you outgrow old voices. As you grow, you create distance from old patterns. That distance helps you see things more clearly. When you enter places that support your growth, the old warnings lose their power. You start to notice how limiting, small, and outdated they really are. You realize something important. Those voices were never yours. They came from people who stopped at their own limits and thought that was wise. They came from systems that preferred predictability over new possibilities. They came from groups that needed everyone to be the same to feel safe. Once you leave those groups, those old voices fade away. In the quiet that follows, your own voice stands out more. The role of aligned environments. Your environment changes your beliefs more quickly than willpower alone can. When you spend time with people who have already grown past certain limits, your inner thoughts change. You stop wondering if something is possible and start asking how to do it. Seeing new examples changes what you expect for yourself. Supportive environments make a big difference. 1, they normalize growth. Growing no longer feels risky. It starts to feel normal and reasonable. 2, they replace warning with evidence. You see real evidence instead of just guesses. 3, they reduce internal conflict. You don't have to argue with yourself about your goals anymore. 4, they reinforce self-trust. Your instincts get stronger because you're not always doubting them. In those places, resistance fades away because it has nothing to hold on to. Listening to proof instead of fear. Fear talks about what might happen. Proof shows what actually happens. When fear is in charge, you imagine all the things that could go wrong. When you focus on proof, you start thinking about what's possible and how to get there. Confidence without opposition. Confidence doesn't come from excitement. It comes from everything inside you working together. When you don't have an inner voice arguing with your choices, confidence grows naturally. It's not loud or showy, just steady and calm. You stop doubting instincts that have worked before. You stop justifying your choices to critics in your head. You stop getting ready for judgment that never comes. Confidence shows up as clear boundaries without defensiveness, calm decision-making without urgency, consistent action without force, trust in timing without stagnation. You're no longer fighting yourself about the direction you're taking. Progress that feels effortless. Effortless doesn't mean things are easy. It means you're not working against yourself. You still put in the effort and push past your comfort zone. But now, moving forward feels natural instead of forced. Each step makes sense, and you build momentum without burning out. This is what happens when you have clarity, alignment, and trust in yourself. You may notice changes like finishing what you start more often, staying focused longer without forcing it, recovering faster from setbacks, feeling energized by progress instead of drained, enjoying the process instead of just tolerating it. You still put in effort, but you're not fighting resistance anymore. Vision without tension. For a long time, your vision might have felt fragile, like something you had to protect from criticism, doubt, or reality. You kept it to yourself, made it smaller, and handled it with care. Without resistance, vision strengthens. It stops feeling like just a wish and starts to feel like a real direction. You can look at it without anxiety, plan without pressure, and make changes without losing confidence. Your vision becomes something you move toward, not something you have to defend. When did you first notice that the struggle wasn't coming from you, but from the inner resistance you were carrying? Drop it in the comments. Your reflection might help someone else realize they're not stuck, just out of alignment. And that life can feel lighter when you stop fighting yourself and start moving with who you really are. Daily struggles. When resistance fades, even without internal resistance, daily life still brings challenges. The difference is that those challenges no longer come from self-sabotage. Common struggles include adjusting to ease after years of tension, trusting decisions without replaying them mentally, letting go of the urgency that once felt productive, resisting the habit of forcing progress, accepting calm as functional rather than lazy. The absence of internal struggle may feel unfamiliar, and some individuals may misinterpret it as complacency. This discomfort often reflects the nervous system adjusting to new patterns. Strategies for improvement and alignment. The objective is not to accelerate progress, but to achieve coherence. The following practices support ongoing alignment and prevent the return of internal resistance. 1. Listen to bodily signals. Internal resistance frequently manifests physically before it becomes a mental challenge. Sensations such as tightness, fatigue, and agitation serve as early indicators. It is important to respond promptly. 2. Simplify decisions. If a decision requires ongoing justification, it is advisable to pause. Choices that are aligned with personal values typically feel clear, even when they are difficult. 3. Remove hidden shoulds. Identify actions motivated by obligation instead of genuine intention. Reducing unnecessary pressure can immediately decrease internal resistance. 4. Stop forcing motivation. Motivation typically follows alignment. If persistent effort is required, it may be more effective to reassess your direction rather than increase exertion. 5. Allow slower starts. Not all momentum is immediate or intense. Some of the most sustainable progress develops gradually and quietly. 6. Protect mental space. Limit conversations and information sources that reintroduce doubt or urgency. Clarity requires sufficient mental space. 7. Choose consistency over intensity. Internal resistance is often exacerbated by extremes. Consistent, aligned actions help prevent its recurrence. Living without internal resistance does not imply that life becomes effortless. Instead, effort is no longer expended on internal conflict. What remains when resistance is gone? What's left is both simple and strong. Clarity without noise. Confidence without tension. effort without exhaustion, vision without fear, movement without force. You move forward with inner conviction. It's not because the path is easy, but because you're no longer fighting yourself. Progress feels steady. Your direction is clear. Life feels like it's working with you, not against you. This is what it means to live without inner resistance. Remember this, you are not meant to spend your life fighting yourself. Internal resistance is not proof that you are lazy, broken, or behind. It is often a sign that something inside you is ready for alignment, not more pressure. When you stop forcing what does not fit, clarity returns, energy comes back, and movement starts to feel natural again. If you feel like something invisible is holding you back, even though you know you're capable of more, and you're ready to fully step into your potential. This is about moving from hidden limitation to full expansion. Don't just think about this, work through it. This video is inspired by the core ideas from my book, When Nothing Holds You Back: How to Live at Full Potential Without Shrinking to Fit. You'll find it linked in the description. You'll get 30% of the entire book series for free in one PDF download. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and don't forget to subscribe.